Today we will be talking about breathe, the breath we take. Good evening, my name is BolaH with Spiritual Recovery Coach. I am your inner healing and energy cleansing coach. I welcome you to today's episode of Breathing. Before we get started, I would like to invite you to like, share, and also subscribe to this channel. Here goes, let's get started. Like many of us, we take breathing for granted. I know I did. It's something we do every day, all day. We do it without even thinking. We know it's important, but do we really consider how important it is? I don't think we really do. Yes, we are aware because of COVID-19 about breathing, and that it comes into play in our daily lives. And a lot of us are on this, our right to breathe. Whether or not we need to wear masks or not. But that is for somebody else's subject in another day. However, breathing goes farther than that. Did you realize that breathing anchors to all the systems in our body? We actually breathe to keep our whole body alive. Not only alive, it keeps us healthy. We never thought about that. See, breathing affects our sleep, in our back. It also affects our memory. Every part of our bodies, like our immune system, adrenal glands, our anxiety comes from breathing, and it even affects our esophagus. This is even the way I was talking just now because I was not breathing right. So I wasn't able to get the words out. You see, by the time between the ages of 5 and 10, we learn how not to breathe correctly. Our breathing starts being breathed in the right way. Why is that? Well, we go to school, and what do we do mostly at school? We sit. And when we sit, it hampers our breath. Because it hampers our posture. The way we breathe is by, if we look at toddlers, if we look at dogs, if we look at animals, we will realize they are truly breathing the way they were meant to breathe. So I'm going to shift gears a bit to talk about breathing when it comes to the Bible. In Genesis 2 and 7, it says, "And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostril the breath of life, and man became a living soul." It is that breath that God breathed in us that gave us life. When we breathe, we must realize breathing gives us life. We must take in as much as God's breath as we can, as it gives life to every cell in our bodies, from the top of our heads to the sole of our feet. That breath, the breath of God we breathe in, rejuvenates, gives life to every cell in our organ in our bodies. Every skin, even the skin, it gives life to that. We are alive because of the breath we take in and the breath of God. The Bible goes on to say in Genesis 1:7, so God created man in his image, and in the image of God created he. Him, make him male and female. God created them. If we're created in God's image, do we not have the power and the authority of breath? In Genesis 1:3, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. Out of the breath came words. Words were formed, and the earth was created. Do we not have that same authority to use our breath, to use our words, to make things come into existence? How many of us are using that breath? How many of us are using that authority that came from God to speak things in existence? Because we take breath for granted, we also take for granted the authority, the power that it comes with. See, we don't understand it rejuvenates our whole body. This air that we breathe, especially we breathe it from God. And when we breathe it from God, we learn to breathe the right way. This breath gives us tools to be able to speak things into existence. When we use our breath the right way, when we breathe the right way, it gives us life. It gives us manifestation, and it restores. So let us really think when we breathe, how we breathe, and the purpose for our breath. we have to learn to respect the way we breathe. Number one, we must breathe from our diaphragm, which is in the stomach, not in the chest. In the stomach, the air is able to get to all parts of our body. Rejuvenation gives calmness. When we breathe from our diaphragm, we're taking deep breaths, unlike breathing from the chest. Breathing from the chest gives us short breaths, and it incites the fight or fear syndrome in us. That is not what we want. We want to breathe in calmness, light. We must breathe with a purpose to manifest. To bring harmony and to quiet us. To operate the way we were supposed to operate. When we take short breaths, are we saying we don't have time to breathe? Or that's just not important? Everything else is important but the breath? We have to learn to breathe with control. Because when we breathe with control, we also are able to control the situations in our lives. We control the way we react because we realize the breath gives us power. The breath gives us authority. So if nothing else, let us learn to meditate on our breath. As a matter of fact, breathing, when we meditate on breathing, it helps us connect with God. So, let us breathe. Learn to breathe from your diaphragm, the stomach, not the chest where we raise our chest up and down, but expand our stomach capacity. In the next video, I'll probably do a breathing exercise to get you calmed down. But I thank you. This is BolaH, a spiritual recovery coach. I am in a healing and energy cleansing coach. I can be found at spiritualrecoverycoach.com. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video. I thank you. You have a blessed, wonderful day as you take in the breath of God.